Stop walking. Yes, I know exactly what you just thought. What do you mean stop walking? Isn't walking great for your health? And that's exactly where the surprise begins. Because if you're over 65 and walking is the only exercise you do, there's a big chance you're accelerating muscle loss instead of preventing it. It sounds counterintuitive, maybe even dangerous to say, but it's a truth that I, as a surgeon, have seen repeated hundreds and hundreds of times over the years. After taking care of thousands of elderly patients in clinics, hospitals, rehab centers, and operating rooms, I began to notice a clear pattern, a sort of silent script many follow without realizing it. People who say, "Doctor, I walk every day, religiously. I feel active. I feel healthy." But then they follow up with things like, "But I can't get out of a chair without using my hands," or "I fell in the bathroom and it really scared me," or even, "I gave up traveling because I'm afraid of losing my balance and falling." Do you see the contradiction? These people believe they're doing everything right, but their bodies are sending warning signals. So the big question arises, why does this happen to people who consider themselves active? The answer is simple but powerful. Walking is a low-resistance exercise. Walking is excellent for the heart, great for clearing the mind, helps with mood, controls blood sugar, improves circulation, but it has a limit. After age 65, muscles start to lose sensitivity to weak stimuli. It's as if they become deaf to exercises that used to work. Walking only causes the body to adapt. Your muscles say, "I know this already. I don't need to grow or get stronger to do something this easy." And when the stimulus doesn't increase, muscles shrink. That's exactly what leads to weakness, instability, difficulty getting up from a chair, and falls, one of the biggest mortality risks after 65. It's harsh, but it's true. And here's something few people talk about. If you lose 1% of your strength per year after 65, in 10 years, you've lost 10%. That can mean the difference between going up one more step or not. It can mean being independent or needing help just to get out of bed. It can mean being afraid of falling or walking with confidence. That's why the secret isn't to walk more miles. The secret is to send a smarter, more specific stimulus that truly rebuilds what's being lost. And that stimulus comes from 3 simple movements, surgically selected over years of working with seniors, and you can do them at home in less than 10 minutes a day. They are quick, direct, and extremely efficient at reactivating muscles, restoring balance, and bringing back independence. Now let's go to the first one, perhaps the most important of all, a movement that should be mandatory for anyone over 60, the sit-to-stand, also known as the chair squat. And understand this. This exercise is not just a physical movement. It's a predictable marker of your future independence. In several studies, researchers found that people who can perform the sit-to-stand motion without using their hands have a much greater expectation of independence and autonomy than those who can't. It literally predicts your ability to age freely. To start, find a firm, stable chair that won't slide. Stand in front of it with your feet shoulder-width apart, pointing forward. From there, imagine pushing your hips back as if you were really going to sit down. Lower yourself slowly, with control, without rushing. When your hips lightly touch the seat, and I mean lightly, you come back up. Don't sit. Don't relax. The secret is to touch and rise immediately, pushing the floor with your heels and squeezing your glutes to rise straight, strong, and stable. At first, try doing just 5 repetitions. Yes, just 5. You don't have to prove anything to anyone. Consistency is what matters. 3 times a week is enough to start feeling the difference. And look at what science says. This single movement can reduce the risk of falls by up to 50%. Half. That means cutting your risk in half with just one exercise that takes about 15 seconds. In addition, studies show it improves the brain-muscle connection, something that tends to weaken with age. In other words, your body doesn't just get stronger, it starts responding to you faster again. Now let's move on to the second movement, equally essential but often overlooked, the wall push-up. Many seniors believe that muscle problems are only in the legs, but that's not true. Upper body weakness explains why many have trouble getting out of bed in the morning, why carrying grocery bags seems impossible, or why, when they trip, they can't put their hands on the ground to protect themselves. The wall push-up brings back that forgotten strength. Stand facing a clean wall, about 1 arm's length away. Place your hands on the wall, slightly wider than shoulder width apart. Slowly bend your elbows, bringing your chest toward the wall, counting to 2 in your head. This slow movement protects the joints and makes the muscles really work. When you get close to the wall, push firmly to return. Start with 8 to 10 repetitions. And here's what this rebuilds. Strengthen the shoulders, chest, and triceps. Muscles essential for any daily movement that involves pushing, lifting, or holding something. Now we come to the third movement, the one that rebuilds something even more essential than strength: your balance. The standing march with arm swing. Lightly hold the back of a chair if needed. Stand tall. Lift your right knee up to hip level while swinging your left arm forward as if you're marching. Then switch sides. Left knee up, right arm swings. Do this slowly, with full control for 30 seconds. Rest and repeat twice. This movement activates the core, strengthens coordination, and specifically trains for real-life situations of losing balance, like when you turn quickly, step on something uneven, or need to regain stability. It reprograms your internal communication, brain and legs working together again. These 3 movements, done consistently, change everything. You don't need a gym, expensive equipment, or to spend hours. You just need regularity. 3 short sessions per week are enough to start feeling strength returning, confidence rising, and your independence being gradually restored. And I want you to do something right now, not later, now. Wherever you are, stand up and do 1 single sit-to-stand movement. Just 1. Feel your legs activating. Feel your body responding. This is the first step on the path you start today. When you perform that first simple sit-to-stand movement, something extraordinary happens in your body. Something you might not notice right away, but which marks the rebirth of your functional strength. Your brain sends stronger signals to muscle fibers, especially to the ones that are faster, more powerful, and essential for preventing falls. These fibers, known as type 2 fibers, are exactly the ones that shrink the most with age. And here's a truth that few doctors explain. If you don't activate these fibers with specific exercises, they shut down, weaken, and literally disappear. That's why so many people over 65 lose the ability to react to a stumble. It's not because they don't walk, it's because walking doesn't activate these essential fibers. And when you don't activate them, you lose them. But with the sit-to-stand movement, you're activating exactly the fibers that protect your life. And by doing it repeatedly, week after week, your body receives the message: we need to get strong again. That's how your body begins to regain strength, balance, and autonomy, even after years of accumulated weakness. Now let's dive deeper into the benefits of the second part of this program: the wall push-up. This movement, though it may seem simple, is a true rehabilitation for the upper part of your body. Have you noticed how many people over 65 have trouble pushing themselves up out of bed? Or how they have to lean on furniture to get up? Or how carrying a grocery bag feels like an overwhelming task? All of this happens because upper body strength decreases silently with age. And when that strength disappears, you become vulnerable to everyday situations that require pushing, lifting, or supporting your own weight. The wall push-up brings that power back. It strengthens the chest, which is responsible for pushing movements, strengthens the shoulders, which stabilize the arms, and strengthens the triceps, which are the muscles that actually push your body when you get out of bed, lean on something, or try to stop a fall with your hands. And here's a critical point. When a person stumbles, the human body automatically extends the arms to break the fall. But if the arms are weak, they simply give out. That's how a fall that could have been avoided turns into a wrist, elbow, or even shoulder fracture. Even worse, many times the person falls even harder because they weren't able to support their own body weight. This inability to protect oneself is one of the most common causes of serious injuries in older adults. The wall push-up is exactly the exercise that rebuilds this defensive ability. It doesn't just strengthen, it gives your body back the ability to save you in unexpected situations, and that means safety. independence, a life with less fear. Now let's take a deep dive into the third exercise, the most overlooked and at the same time, one of the most transformative, the static march with arm swing. This movement may look simple, but it trains a vital skill that many seniors lose over time: coordination. When you lift your right knee and swing your left arm, your body is performing a cross-body motion, exactly the kind of movement we use while walking. But why do it while standing still without walking? Because when you remove the forward movement, your body has to work much harder to stabilize the hips, spine, and core. And that's where the secret lies. This exercise strengthens the deep muscles of the abdomen, lower back, and hips. The muscles that keep your body firm and aligned when you walk, climb stairs, turn to the side, or balance. These muscles are invisible, quiet, and often ignored, but they are what determine whether you walk with confidence or fear. In addition, this exercise dramatically improves neuromuscular communication. That means the messages sent from your brain to your legs become faster and more precise. When that communication fails, you stumble. When it's strong, you react before you fall. And this training can be done anywhere: in the living room, in the hallway, in the kitchen, next to the bed. Just 30 seconds of controlled movement, repeated 3 times, is enough to start changing your internal balance. Now imagine something with me. Imagine you start today, and you start slow. Just a few sit-to-stands, a few wall push-ups, and 30 seconds of controlled marching. Now imagine your body receiving that stimulus, week after week. Imagine your legs regaining firmness, your arms getting stronger, your core becoming more stable, and most importantly, your confidence returning. Imagine yourself walking more safely, feeling your feet more stable on the ground, feeling your body respond faster when you move. Imagine getting up from a chair without using your hands. Imagine no longer being afraid of stumbling. Imagine traveling again, going to the market, visiting friends, walking in uneven places, climbing stairs without fear. All of this starts with these 3 movements. Now I want to explain why these 3 exercises together are so powerful. They form a complete trio that trains the 3 essential functions for aging with independence: strength, balance, and neural coordination. Strength keeps your muscles active and prevents the accelerated muscle loss process known as sarcopenia. Balance keeps your body stable and prevents falls, which are one of the main causes of hospitalization after age 65. Neural coordination ensures that you keep reacting quickly and automatically to unexpected situations. When these 3 pillars are strong, you don't depend on anyone. You don't need a cane, support, or constant help. You take back ownership of your mobility and your life. When you regain strength, balance, and coordination, you're not just strengthening your body, you're reclaiming your dignity, your autonomy, and your self-esteem. That's why this program works so quickly. It's not just about muscles. It's about identity, about confidence, about freedom. And now that you know the 3 exercises and deeply understand their impact on the body and life of anyone over 65, I want you to imagine where you'll be in a few months if you start today. Imagine how your posture will be, how your legs, your arms, your balance will be. Imagine waking up, getting out of bed on your own, effortlessly. Imagine stepping up a stair with ease. Imagine feeling more stable, quicker, more present. That's what this method offers. And it all starts with a simple decision: to do the first exercise, to do the first repetition, to do the first day. It's hard to think about, but it's exactly what happens to thousands of people every year. Not because they don't want to take care of themselves, but because they don't know what really works after 65. And now that you know, you can choose. You can choose strength. You can choose stability. You can choose independence. You can choose to take back your body, your life, and your confidence. And all of that with just 3 simple movements. I want you to think of the sit-to-stand movement as the exercise that gives your life back to you. It trains the muscles you use to get out of bed every day, to go to the bathroom, to bend down and pick something up from the floor, to get off the couch, to change positions. It is the foundation of human movement. And when you rebuild that foundation, everything else improves along with it. People who practice this movement 3 times a week report something far beyond strength. They report confidence. They say they feel more stable, more secure, less vulnerable to falls. Some say that before, they avoided leaving the house out of fear. And now they're walking again, shopping, visiting family, living without limitations. Now think about the wall push-up, which is much more than just an upper body strengthening exercise. It restores your ability to protect yourself, to support yourself with your hands on a surface when needed, to get out of bed without effort, to push your body up when sitting on something low, to carry groceries without your arms giving out halfway through. It returns autonomy to your hands, arms, and chest, areas that are often neglected as we age. It's no wonder so many seniors begin to struggle specifically with pushing movements, and that struggle, over time, turns into dependency. This exercise fights that dependency before it appears. Now think about the third movement, the march with arm swing, which doesn't just train balance, it trains full body control. It improves your ability to react. It improves side-to-side stability. It improves how your hips move. It improves the communication between your brain and your legs. Many people over 65 start taking smaller steps, dragging their feet or walking in fear. This doesn't happen because they forgot how to walk. It happens because the body is losing the ability to coordinate movements quickly. This exercise brings that speed back. It brings back the natural balance reflex. It restores your confidence to walk on uneven surfaces, turn quickly, enter and exit narrow spaces. It is literally a fall prevention exercise, perhaps one of the most important you can do. Now I want you to imagine something very specific. Imagine that you started today and have been following this routine for just 3 weeks, just 21 days. Imagine that at first, the movements felt strange. Maybe your legs trembled during the first sit to stand. Maybe your arms got tired faster than you expected during the wall push-up. Maybe you struggled to keep your balance during the marching with arm swings, but you persisted. You did it again on the second day, the third, the fourth. You improved, repetition by repetition. You noticed you started getting up from the chair more easily. You noticed your arms began to respond better. You noticed your steps became steadier. You noticed your posture changed. You noticed you no longer got out of bed as slowly as before. Now I want you to do something very simple, but very important. I want you to pause for a moment and answer mentally. What do you want from your next 10 years? Do you want the freedom to walk without fear? Do you want the strength to travel? Do you want the balance to dance? Do you want the autonomy to get up whenever you want without needing help? Do you want the energy to live life fully? All of this is within your reach. All of it starts with 3 exercises, and with something even more powerful: the decision not to give up on yourself. Now, if this content helped you, if it sparked in you the desire to regain your strength, your stability, and your independence, I ask one simple thing: share this knowledge. Share it with a friend, a relative, someone you want to see strong, safe, and healthy. Many people think it's too late to gain strength, but I want you to understand a powerful truth. It's never too late to get strong again. Age doesn't define your ability to recover. What defines it is your attitude, your will, your consistency. You can start at 65, 75, or 85. Your body will always respond. Your body will always be grateful. Your body will always be capable of getting stronger, as long as you give it the right stimulus. And now you know what that is. So don't stop. Start today. Start now. Start with a single movement and keep going. Strength isn't in the weight you lift. Strength is in the decision you make. And today you made the right decision.